how it was like, yeah, she's going to bring you some kind of like force?
I knew she was powerful, and she was powerful in the first shot she threw through. She made my eyes swell up, so I knew I had to be cautious, but sometimes I got a bit carried away. But yeah, I felt like if I did stick to what Jamie and I were saying a little bit more, just throw one, two, boxing a bit more, I could have made it an easier night, but I had fun in there. So.
Chantelle, first congratulations, really fantastic performance. It was quite engaging, the fight, and there was a lot of times where you guys were caught up in the exchanges and you seem to be getting the better of those exchanges. What did you make of Mary McGee's power in there?
She was very powerful. She's a bigger girl. I knew she was going to be powerful, but I know how tough I am. So I was kind of I was excited for it.
And also, obviously, there's a lot of belts on the line, it's the road to undisputed. How did it make you feel coming out of it, obviously, the victor of this fight, knowing that you're in the run-up to getting all those belts?
It's not really sitting yet, I've just won these big belts, so I think I'll wake up tomorrow and it'll hit me. But it's so exciting, and thanks to Eddie and putting this tournament on, it's great for women's boxing. It's a dream come true to know that now I was 2 fights away from undisputed, now I'm 1 fight away. It's amazing.
Chantelle, I just wondered, congratulations first of all. I just wondered because Mary talked about ahead of the fight that you were going to run. We know you like to keep it nice and long. And there were moments in the fight where you went to toe to toe. Was Jamie giving you a bit of a bollocking in the corner to start keeping it long? Because when you went back to the long range boxing, it was absolutely beautiful and yeah, it was good to watch. Was he giving you a bollocking?
I feel like Jerry and I could have a heart attack at some point, so best listen to him. So yeah, it was fun.
And was you very surprised that you were able to take her out? Because I know you were looking for
You know what, I knew that I wasn't going to stop, but I said, if an opportunity comes, I'll go for it. But I said as well, it's going to be, if I was going to win, it's going to go by points. I knew she was tough. And then the day she's the champion, she's not there just to turn up, she's there to win these belts, she's me. So it's a champion mindset, you can't stop the champion to do that hungry.
Do you think she'd be able to take all that stick though? Because you've got to clean a lot.
She's tough, I respect her so much. It's the toughest fight I've ever had, and I knew it was going to be, but I didn't realise she'd be that tough.
Because about 6th or 7th, it seems as though like giving that one the idea of stopping her. Because it was in the 6th, they had the big exchange in the middle of the ring and the round, and after that, it was just like, you know, you resign yourself to the game distance.
I've seen some opportunities I thought about her head, but I won't go for the stoppage. It was a tough fight, and if the stoppage not there, it's not there.
Chantelle, just off the back of what my colleagues were saying there, we've seen you in like previous performances, you boxed very well, but in this fight, you chose to slug it out there. Did you want to, as the cliche kind of goes, kind of show that you've got that big dog in you as well, you can slug it out?
Yeah, my whole career I've never really had time to go. Most of my fights I've gone out there and I've kind of just really people around and done what I wanted. And I've always said to Jamie and Nigel that I can't wait until I can bite down on my gum shield and actually have a tear up. And tonight I've got that, and it's what I've been waiting for a long time.
Jamie, colleagues all mentioned about your kind of feelings in the corner there. Just off the back of the black belt performance last night, were you kind of worried as well? It could potentially kind of got that way as well, considering what happened?
Well, I think that was probably on Chantelle's mind, but I did remind her about that in the corner, saying, you know, even though you are coming out slightly on top in these exchanges, you don't need to be there. You know, you're winning it, you know, dropping singles or ones and twos, getting off that centre line. When she sort of held her feet, I understand sometimes she has to sort of dissuade her from constantly coming forward, but I wanted her to do it in smaller pockets. But listen, I can't complain, honestly. I'm so proud of what she did tonight. She was dominant in a tough fight, and the scorecards don't really reflect how tough it was. But you've got to take it out to Mary McGee, but she was unbelievable tonight.
You've got Calories and Escobar coming up, but are you confident of that performance, or even more confident that you've got the undisputed champion sitting next to you in the future? And when would you like the undisputed title fight to take place?
Yeah, I think she's was always the big favourite in the tournament, but you know, I think Mary McGee, just checking Callie's not here, you know, may have been the toughest of the other three competitors, although Kelly Reese is a hell of a fighter as well, and they're all really excited by this. And you see Mary, we just went into her change room a minute ago, she's absolutely devastated because it's not just a chance to unify, but people like Mary McGee haven't really made the money that they deserve for their career, and obviously they did tonight, but also if you get to the final, the money increases again, really, in many different ways for these fighters. And Callie's got the same thing on her mind. She's really been around for a long time and she's not made that kind of money. So she's thinking, I want to unify, but if I can get into the final, it's almost like, secures my future in that respect. So I think Kamara actually could be a little bit of a dark horse. She's really fresh and fit and young and strong, but Kelly Reese is a good fighter. That takes place November the 19th. And then really, I think we look to make the fight, probably end of February, March, something like that for next year. Tonight, keeping the show on tonight was for a number of reasons. Obviously, make sure that the fighters fought and got paid and advanced their careers and stuff like that. But also, when the opportunity came around for this fight to headline, I think that it was a great opportunity for the tournament, for women's boxing, for Chantelle. And now people have seen that fight, her fan base is going to grow considerably. And then when we do the final, we can stage it back in the UK. And, it can headline its own cup. So I think it was a massive night for Chantelle, massive night for women's boxing. And I do think she's a strong favourite to pick up, as we said in the ring. I thought it was one more belt, no, it's two more belts, it's actually 3. WBA, WBO and IBF. So hopefully at the end of February or March or whenever it is, she'll have all 6 lined up.
Chantelle, can you describe the emotions over the last week or so? So first, Dillian White's injured, he can't fight, you don't know if the show's going ahead. Then you find out it is, plus you're now the main event. How did your emotions change over that period?
It's been very up and down. But Wednesday, I was in the gym having a media day and I was halfway through an interview and I got told about the injury. And I was like, the show's going to be off and I couldn't sleep that night. And literally I was thinking, our show's not going to put, they're not going to put anyone else on the headline. I didn't really feel like I wasn't big enough name to headline. And I woke up to Jamie and texted me saying headline. And I was like, wow, they just put that one on the back.
You didn't even message me actually. I was waiting, while we were just sort of deciding what to do. I kept looking at my Instagram going, I was waiting for one from you going, oh, come on, please don't let it down. But no, it all worked out now.
You've got another cracking card on the big field on file on it. You just announced the Katie Taylor fight on December 11th. How do you feel sort of women's boxing progressing?
Brilliant. I mean, look, we were the ones, we were the ones who started it. It's been around for ages, but we were the ones that really aggressively pushed it on a commercial basis with a broadcaster. And now everyone's following suit, which is really encouraging. 2 weeks ago was at Sky headline with Savannah Marshall. We headlined tonight with Chantelle. Next week we've got our fighter Maiba Hamadushi against Michaela Meyer. That's on ESPN, live headline. I mean, it's really, we're always playing catch up, and even financially, we're not to the levels that we need to be. But I always say, when people talk about equality of pay, it doesn't mean if you become a world champion that you should make the same money as a male world champion if the commercial value of that fight is not the same. Equality is about if 2 things are exactly the same, then the person should be exactly the same. Do you know what I mean? If someone's selling out arenas, if someone's driving subscriptions and so is the female. You've got Katie Taylor against Amanda Serrano, Touchwood coming up. That is a fight that is going to be in the main room of Madison Square Garden. That's a 7-figure purse, for those fighters, and that's where we want to get to. If Chantelle wins this and Katie comes through that is another mega fight to be made for this country. That can sell out an arena here as well. And I think that it's in a great position. I really do. I think that also you're getting some good domestic rivalries, and you're starting to get weight classes now that are really sort of coming together. 2 bantamweights, great examples. So I just think we just got to keep pushing it. But without the quality that you saw tonight, like tonight was not good enough, or it wasn't a good fight, or it just allows people to go, oh, it's women's boxing, I'm not interested in that. But even people who aren't fans can't not watch that and go, fair play, that was unbelievable. So, and the girls are performing every time. I've not put on a bad world championship female fight, really. I can't remember a bad fight. You know, you saw Eric Molina diving around, you know, against Babbage, and then you've got Mary McGee just showing unbelievable heart, and Chantelle, and that's great for women's boxing.
And so when we caught up with you in the gym, you sort of said about the Kate Taylor fight, you've been chasing her and you fancied the Jessica Castle fight. Is that still on the card, do you think, or would you even make it with like the Kate Taylor fight?
I need to win the final first.
I would love to make that. I think that could be a mega fight. I've always said I think that's a really, really tough fight for both of them. But that they should get what they deserve for that fight. And when she wins the undisputed, and you've got Katie Taylor undisputed at 135, Chantelle Cameron undisputed at 140, you can't not make that fight. Honestly, that's when it becomes a massive fight. But how good is it to see? You know, you got 135 Katie Taylor. Hopefully, when this is all done, 140 Chantelle Cameron, 147. You've got Jessica McCaskill, 154 you've got Clarissa Shields. So you've got undisputed champions coming across. That's how it should be in every division. You should have one champion who owns all the belts, but they've got to fight each other. And that's what's so refreshing about female boxing.
What's the route for McCaskill? Because that's presumably one that Chantelle could have anyway.
Yeah, I mean she's ready to fight. She's going to box in December. You know, she's coming off 2 big wins against Brackhouse, but I don't really see Chantelle as a 147 pounder. But nor's Jessica, really. But I would rather make the Katie Taylor fight after the tournament than McCaskill, because I just think it's a bigger fight.
Chantelle, congratulations, was a light for you. Just a quick question this week. Boxing Twitter was alive with the presence of Liam McCourt over here supporting you. I know that you guys have been friends for a long time, and I'm just wondering, what is it like to have someone, a friend that's with you on fight camp that is able to share the experience of knowing what it's like to be in there to fight? Both of you trying to achieve greatness within your goal of sports, MMA and boxing. And what is your perception of greatness?
It's great because obviously she's around all week, she's in Vegas with me, and she's a woman as well, and even though it's a different sport, but still in a combat sport, and it's just like an extra bit of backbone. So yeah, it's a real got great friends who come out and support me, and yeah, even Savannah Marshall, like before our fight, she's going to come tonight, but always like going through tactics and reminding me of back in the day and little stories and stuff, just giving me that boost. So it's great, got great support.
And what is your definition of greatness?
Winning everything.
How's sparring with like Jack Cattrall helped you for this fight and beyond?
Really good because Jack's okay, can do what I'm trying to do. So I was having a sparring gym once and he caught me with a left hook to my temple and whack. And he weren't even like trying, and Jamie was telling him to like rough me up a bit, like hustle me, just so that like tonight I could be strong inside. And we're working a lot with Kerry K's on my strength this camp as well, so making sure that I was strong.
Thinking about it now, like sparring with Jack, it's a good job we did that. I really had him pressuring about throwing her around, physically throwing her around, so I forgot about that.
Back up.